It's a Tuesday. Welcome on the show. It's Plus Sports on PlusTvAfrica. My name is Wale Scott. As usual, I've got Mukail Tinubu. Mukail, welcome on the show.
Thank you.
Good morning. Now, Super Eagles coach Galore has bemoaned the potential absence of UK-based players from the 2022 World Cup qualifiers away at Cape Verde on September 7th. Now, English and Scottish Premier League players will not be able to travel to Middle after the UK government placed the country among the COVID-19 red zones. Premier League had, in a statement last week, said that it would not release its players for World Cup qualifiers in COVID-19 red zones over the possibility of facing a 10-day quarantine period upon return to the UK. Raw is wondering why considerations could be given during the Euro 2020 for travels, while the same couldn't be given for World Cup qualifiers. Now, Gernot Raw has spoken well. But I think sometimes bad things happen for good things, and then good things happen for bad things. The guy has, from day one, Raw has always said, I don't have any faith in any Nigerian-based player. I'm not going to use them, blah, 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 blah. And now COVID has said, okay, good. Most of the UK-based players are not going to come. He would have to rely on the local-based. Maybe, just maybe, this is a chance for the home-based players to prove their points.
Well, first of all, it's a double standard that the Premier League and the governing bodies of world football cannot come to an agreement to allow Premier League and Scottish League players to come play for us. It's a problem that should be resolved. At the same time, it's a benefit for, obviously, the homegrown players who have been the ones carrying the Nigerian badge for the last few friendlies and games.
They've not done well, though.
They've not done well, but, you know, it's like he's building a new team from scratch. And this could have a long-term beneficial effect on the Nigerian team, the Nigerian mentality, and potentially create greater competition for places in the... I mean, it would be upsetting if a lot of these Europe-based players were to simply walk into our squad and feeling that their places are secured. You need to perform to a top level and in order to represent your nation. So if these players need the time to get accustomed to playing at this level of football, then this might be a good time for it.
I've always said that the average Nigerian player always has this funny misconception that the grass is greener on the other side.
Yes.
So they can play in Kazakhstan for all they care. They can go to Afghanistan, even during the war period. They think it's a better situation, you know? And if they do want to do that, I don't mind that, really, but they can only get scouted if they play qualifiers like this.
Yes, but...
And like I said, the reason why I feel the Nigeria Super Eagles team struggle against African teams, but do relatively well against international teams is because African football is more energetic.
Yes.
You know, and these guys play in Nigeria. Obviously, they have more energy.
Yes.
And they can take on Cape Verde any day, if you ask my opinion.
Yes.
They can take on Liberia any day. It's Argentina, England, they might not be able to take on.
It's true. A lot of these Europe-based players, a lot of players we've had come from other countries abroad to come represent Nigeria, have grown up in different academy systems than the Nigerian one, than the African one, playing relatively more technical football, where in Africa we're a little more physical, and understanding that there is a difference and finding a way to blend the best of both worlds will be the test for any good manager, Roy included.
I've still got some good news for us this morning. And I'm going to have a lot of visuals for you to enjoy. I'm a visual person. You know, I don't believe in just talk. And I've always felt that the guy out there watching doesn't want us to talk all day.
Yes.
He wants to watch something. Now, defending French Le Championnat champions Lille finally picked up their first win of the new season with a 2-1 victory over Montpellier. Youssouf Yassiji gave Lille the lead in the first half stoppage time, only for the visitors to hit back almost immediately through Gaëtan Laborde. Now, Canadian striker Jonathan David restored Lille's lead in the second half, and they were helped by Montpellier's having to play the last 17 minutes with 10 men after Junior Samba's red card came in. Simple question. What was that defender doing?
Ojabalare.
That's what I was saying. Come on. He had him already.
He wasn't paying attention. We don't know what this season holds for them because, PSG have only improved since last season.
And getting Messi.
And getting Messi.
King Messi.
Yes. Yeah, and it's looking like they might keep Kylian Mbappe. So this season will prove even tougher for the defending champions. But the fact that they stole the league last season and have begun this season with relatively good, beating, I think this is their second game and they've won it. So it will bode well for the season going forward if they can maintain a form that challenges the perennial winners, PSG.
I have consistently said, and I always say this without fear of favor, and I don't think I will ever regret it. We tend to waste taxed payers' money instead of diverting into agriculture because we are hungry in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We tend to take able-bodied Olympians to the Olympics.
Yeah.
I've always said, let's take half of that money, invest in agriculture, and then the other half, Paralympians.
Yeah, because rather than able-bodied...
Because the Paralympians always come back home with gold medals, bronze medals. They do very well.
Yes.
We are praising the able-bodied Olympians now. They only came home with 1 silver, 1 bronze. Our Paralympians already have 5 golds. Already. In the Rio Olympics, the last Olympics, they came home with 8 gold medals, 2 bronze, 2 silver.
But we've talked about this in the past, that even the resources we're talking about diverting away from able-bodied athletes, it's not much really, to be fair. A lot of what they get is after the competition, not before. And a lot of these...
No, most of them get... I can tell you authoritatively that most of them, the able-bodied athletes, most of our athletes who we depend on, actually ply their trades abroad.
Yes.
And they all get training grounds steady.
Yes, but that's through their own hard work. That's through their own personal
Training grounds
resources.
from Nigeria.
Training ground from Nigeria?
Yes. A few weeks or a few months to the Olympics, and the athlete calls and says, listen, I'm already training for the Olympics already for Nigeria. We start sending training grounds.
But we're talking about these guys going to international stage and competing with China, Japan, US, Italy, France, the UK. These athletes are training 4 years in advance, not a few months. They're not getting the resources from the governments a few months to the competition. They're getting it years well in advance of the competition itself.
Okay, what you have just done is indict a few government officials. What you have done is to tell us that that means the money that they've been telling us that they've send it to them.
I mean,
that's not getting to them. Really.
We need more accountability. We need more transparency. And even if it is the athletes that are not living up to the performance levels, if these athletes are going to represent the Nigerian nation on such international stages, then criteria need to be set and they need to meet them. But only one authority has that power to set it, and that's the government.
And they're obviously not doing that. Good news this morning. Another gold medal by my favorite, the team Paralympics. They always make me proud. The able-bodied ones will not do anything. Nigeria's Folashade Oluwafemi Ayo also showed her strength with a new world record of 150 kilograms to win gold in the women's 80 kg finals. Silver went to China's Zheng Fei and bronze to Britain's Louis Sungden. Now, a whole host of world records fell at the Paralympic Games in Tokyo, Japan, on Monday, with the swimming and powerlifting events being particularly standout events. In the pool, China's Ma Jin smashed the world record in the women's 200 meters individual medley SM11 final, finishing in 2.42.14, just ahead of a fellow Chinese competitor, Kylie Wen. More records fell in the men's freestyle 4x100 meters relay when Australia's Ben Pofhar produced an impressive final leg to win gold for his team, while Belarus swimmer Bra Boyke also set a new world record with a time of 2.02.70 in the men's 200 meters medley, SM13 finals. Welcome the Paralympians. Always come back and make us proud. There was a point, I think the Rio Olympics, there was a particular milk company that actually took them up and actually bought some of them cars, had a party for them, made them feel important. And it's always been a case of individual organizations taking care of them when they came back. The government just put them in Aso Rock, talk to them, tell them thank you, take pictures, and they all go home. And these companies identify with them, make them feel important. They deserve to be important, much, much more than this wasteful.
Yes. We need to create a culture of reward for success, reward for hard work for these athletes. I know I keep saying that the able bodies are not getting the kind of resources they need. But as an able-bodied person, I can say I do not have the strength to compete with these Paralympians. And I could start training today for the next 4 years and I wouldn't accomplish half of what individually they've done. So for all of what they do and bring to this country, they deserve so much
more.
So much more respect and adoration for them.
I asked myself a question. Recently, we reported here that Chioma Ajunwa won a gold medal. She was celebrated recently, given a house, she was crying and all that.
Yeah.
Now, this is a young lady, Folashade. She's won her second gold at one Olympics, back to back. Now, who is going to give her a house someday? No one. She'll come back home, she'll go to Abuja, Aso Rock, they'll probably take pictures, they'll shake her hand, she'll come back home. Some company will identify with her, but the government has taken their face away.
Never say never, and let's hope that as we speak here, that the voice...
And this is just for Lashade. We already have 5 gold medals. She has only won 2. Somebody else has won, people have won the remaining 3.
Yes.
Where are they?
Obviously, I don't think if from now till the end of time we give every athlete a home, there won't be enough...
I agree with you. But do we give them as much attention as we give to the Chioma Ajunwas, the Kanu Makwas, who won gold in the Olympics?
We do need to recognize their efforts, their accomplishments.
Well, sometimes when I want to insult him, that's Mukail. When I want to abuse him, I call him London boy. He knows why. He's a big Andy Murray fan. I don't like Andy Murray. I think Andy Murray is a fluke. But Andy Murray may have been the forgotten man at the US Open, but he gave the crowd and Stefanos Tsitsipas a match to remember, forcing the 3rd seed to grind out a 2-4, 7-6, 7-3, 6-6, 3-6, 6-4 win on Monday to avoid an opening round upset. Naomi Osaka overcame a slow start to beat Czech Mary Buskova 6-4, 6-1 as the world number 3 got a US Open title defense underway in front of a roaring capacity crowd. Coco Gauff survived the scare from Megan Ney to claim a 5-7, 6-3, 6-4 victory at the US Open and set up a second-round showdown with fellow American Shane Stevens. But she relieved as the match won and held off a late comeback push from the spirited Polish player to seal the win with a volley on match points. So finally, the US Opens begin. Tsitsipas, Andy Murray gives him a run for his money. No doubt. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. Producer was Toby Olushola. Join us same time tomorrow, same station, on Plus Sports. My name is Wale Scott. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.